You're all welcome back to the channel. In some previous weeks back, we have been discussing on sum. We've talked about the addition of sum, the subtraction of sum, multiplication of sum, simplification of sum, and division of sum. And we solve questions based on all these aspects of sum. And we've come to the conclusion of sum. So today we are going to another beautiful topic, which is quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. But before we go further, to all our viewers at home, kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And if any topic you want us to dive into, you can drop them in the comment section. Now we are moving properly to the topic of today, quadratic equation. Under equation, we have different types of equation. We have the linear equation, we have the quadratic equation, we have the polynomials. Another polynomial, we have the cubic and others. When we say linear equation, for example, we have 2x plus 5 equals to 8. This is an example of linear equation. Why is it called linear equation? Because it has the power. The power of the unknown is 1. When the power of the unknown is 1, it becomes what? Linear equation. Now for quadratic equation, a quadratic equation is any equation that has the power of the unknown to be 2. When the power of the unknown is 2 and is equated to 0, then it is called a quadratic equation. For example, we have 3p squared plus 5p minus 8 equals to 0. This is an example of a quadratic equation. 3p squared plus 5p minus 8 equals to 0. That is the power of the unknown. P is our unknown there. The power of the unknown is 2. So it gives us a quadratic equation. Then we have polynomials. When we say polynomials, we can have the power of the unknown to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the likes. So those are the types of equation we have in mathematics. Now, before we go proper to the topic, there's something we call quadratic expression. There's difference between expression and equation. When we say expression, it has no equals to. Then when we say equation, there must be an equal to sign. For example, 3p squared minus 5p equal minus 8 is a quadratic expression. There is no equals to. But maybe I put equals to something, then it becomes a quadratic equation. So that's that for that. Now talk about the general form of quadratic equation. The general form of quadratic equation. The general form of quadratic equation is given as the general form of any quadratic equation is given as ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a is not equals to 0 and a, b, c are all variables. A, b, c are variables, but our a is not equals to 0. Why? Maybe you say a is equals to 0. 0 times x squared will give us what? 0. Then it becomes a linear equation, not more a quadratic equation. And every quadratic equation has two types. We have the binomial and we have the trinomial. We call this binomial when we have just two terms. Ax squared plus bx equals to 0 is an example of binomial. Bi means 2. When it has two terms, it is called binomial equation, quadratic equation. Then we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. That is called trinomial quadratic equation. Now let's talk about the types of ways of solving quadratic equation. We have different methods. We have different methods of solving a quadratic equation. So we'll be talking about the first method today. We have the factorization method. We have the completing the square method. We have the formula method. And we have the graphical method. These are the four basic methods of solving a quadratic equation. We have the factorization method, we have the completing the square method, we have the quadratic formula method, and we have the graphical method. We'll deal with the method one after the other. Let's start with the factorization method today. So we have three questions we want to solve all together. I'll be listing the question one after the other. We have x squared plus 4x minus 21 equals to 0. We have 2n into brackets 4n minus 19 equals to minus 35. Number 3, we have 3y squared plus 25y equals to 18. These are the three questions we want to quickly solve using our factorization method. The first question, we have x squared plus 4x minus 21 equals to 0. Now to solve this question, we need to multiply the first term and the constant together. What do we call a constant in mathematics? Any number that does not have a letter is what we call a constant. So 20 minus 21 here is a constant for those questions. We'll multiply the highest power and the constant together. So when we multiply this and this, it's going to give us x squared times minus 21. That will give us minus 21 x squared. And that's our first step. That's our step 1. For our step 2, we are going to look for the factors of minus 21, factors of 21, such that when we add or we subtract, it must give us the middle one, that's plus 4x. And what are those factors of 21? The factors of 21 that we have 1 times 21 itself, we have 3 times 7. Now we have to consider the sign in front. We have minus 21. So if I put minus here, if I say minus 1 plus 21, that will give us 20, plus 20. If I also say plus 1 minus 21, that will give us minus 20, which is not what we need for this. So let's try the second value. We have 3 plus 3 minus 7, that will give us minus 4. And also minus 3 plus 7, that will give us plus 4. Since we have plus 4 here, that means the best factor we can use is minus 3 plus 7 is our best factor to use to solve this question. So we move further in our solving. So come back now to the question, which is x squared plus 4x minus 21, which is equals to 0. We are going to replace this 4x with these two numbers, minus 3 plus 7. Since minus 3 plus 7 is going to give us 4, so we'll be replacing the plus 4 with minus 3x plus 7x. Now let's go. We have x squared minus 3x plus 7x minus 21 equals to 0. Now we have this. The next thing for us to do is group them into 2. 1, 2. So we have x squared minus 3x plus 7x minus 21. We group them into 2. Now for the first part, something is common. X is common to x squared minus 3x. So we have x minus 3 plus something is also common to this, which is 7. X plus times minus is minus. 7 and 21, that will give us 3 equals to 0. Now, if you look at this very well, the first bracket and the second bracket are the same. Both the number, the sign, and the letter, they are the same. They must be the same. If they are not the same, then that means you are wrong with one of the answers. So now, since they are the same, bring out just one. We have x minus 3. Then the other one outside, put them in a bracket also. X plus 7 equals to 0. Now proceed. X minus 3 equals to 0, or x plus 7 equals to 0. X minus 3 equals to 0. So we have x equals to, taking this to the right hand side, we have as plus 3. Or x minus plus 7 equals to 0. Taking this to the other side, we have minus 7. So therefore, the value for x is equals to 3 or minus 7. Let's solve the first question conveniently. So we have our question to be x squared plus 4x minus 21 equals to 0. Our values, our factors we use for this, we have minus 3x plus 7x. By grouping into 2, we have it in this format, and we look for what is common, we factorize. This is what we call factorization. We factorize x out. We have x minus 3. We factorize 7 out. We have 7 minus 3. So those two brackets are the same. We bring out 1, and the one outside we bring out this equals to 0. So x minus 3 equals to 0, plus 7, x plus 7 equals to 0. Then swapping that out, we have x equals to 3 or minus 7. Now let's dive into the second question. The second question. I believe you are still with us. Now let's dive into question 2. We have 2n into bracket 4n minus 19 equals to minus 35. Now we have to make these in an expression of quadratic equation. Since we know for a quadratic equation, the highest power must be 2. So we're going to have 2n times this will give us 8n squared. 2n times this will give us minus 38n equals to minus 35. Now let's read this inside. We have 8n squared minus 38n plus 35 equals to 0. Now, multiply this and this together. That will give us 280n squared. Now we need two factors to replace our minus 38. And those two factors are minus 28n and minus 10n. If you confirm, minus 28 times minus 10 will give us plus 280n squared. Then minus 28 minus 10 will give us minus 38n. Now we are going to replace this middle with these two values. This middle with those two values. So we are going to have 8n squared minus 28n minus 10n plus 35 equals to 0. So now let's solve properly. So we have, by grouping, 8n squared minus 28n minus 10n plus 35 equals to 0. Something that's common between those two, and that's what? 4n. 8 divided by 4, we have 2. N in n squared, we have n. Minus 4 in 28, we have 7. N cancel n. Minus something that's common here, and that will give us 5. 5 in 10n, that's 2n. 5 in minus times plus is minus. 5 in 35, that's 7, equals to 0. Now those two brackets are now equal, so we can have 2n minus 7, 4n minus 5 goes outside, equals 0. Now let's split them. So we have 2n minus 7 equals 0, taking each bracket, or 4n minus 5 equals 0. For those first side, we take the minus 7 outside. We have 2n equals to plus 7. Then also 4n equals to 5. Remember, we are looking for the value for n. So dividing through by 2, 2 cancel 2, n equals to 7 over 2. or dividing through by 4. This cancel this, n equals to 5 over 4. Therefore, n equals to 7 over 2 or 5 over 4. So now we've come to the end of second question. For the third question, I'm expecting the answer from our comment section from our viewers. So kindly drop your answers